prototype with apparently some of the best skyscrapers in all of games. The
Look, it's
tallest,
like,
most vertiginous, I can't say the word. Vertiginous skyscrapers. What's the big comparison, I guess, is this game versus Infamous. Infamous, for a superhero game, curiously restrained, in that when you start, your super abilities are quite limited. They're like fire, fairly crummy lightning bolt, and it builds and builds. Also, scaling objects in Infamous is a slightly laborious task. In this, from the get-go, you absolutely kick ass. And you do lose some powers after the first section, but you're still incredibly powerful. I mean, you can scale buildings in seconds. You're leaping off giant skyscrapers. You can absorb people's bodies for abilities. Look at this, it's real. It's superhero stuff, which is kind of, if I want to play this sort of game, I want it to be absurd. I really want to be able to scale the city in no time, and that's something that I feel Infamous doesn't give you. I think maybe technically Infamous feels a bit more first party and a bit more solid. But
it looks nicer, I think. This still looks a bit like PS2.
Yeah,
you're right. Kind of close up, texture-wise, it does. I think the scale of it is the thing which reminds you that you're on a next-gen console, current-gen console.
Yeah. But I think the Infamous City has a bit more character than this. It's just a New York again. A bit sick of New York.
But the battles, when it goes off in Infamous in Prototype, it really goes off. And you're just getting a little glimpse here. And later on, Steve, who reviewed it for us, says you're fighting bosses who are protected by characters who might as well be bosses. And he said that it's so intense, and if you don't know, your moveset, and if you don't know your combos, you're going to get absolutely potato cleaned. You're going to get, rinsed out.
The boss thing, a lot of complaints have been that there's too many boss battles in it. There's so many in it, which was another thing that this developer did with the Hulk game, where there's bosses all the time. And they sort of lose the stats as bosses, just become regular enemies, but with the effort of a boss battle.
In contrast to Infamous, where there's 3 or 4 bosses.
Yeah. So if you want to, it depends on what's better.
Well, it's difficult to call. I think we've lent in favour of this because it is a little bit more bombastic, maybe a little bit more imaginative, and lets you be a proper badass superhero, I guess, in terms of your powers. But Infamous is, I don't know, like you say, a little bit slicker. As you go on, I think Infamous gives and gives. But I find the narrative particularly boring in Infamous. I think Infamous is only quite good. I haven't played this enough.
Sorry, this has also got the kind of the thing where you can take over people and you can kind of possess people and stuff to enable you to.
Sneak,
I mean, there's even sneaky bits in this. I know they're not regarded as being incredible stealth or anything, but at least it gives you a bit of variation. You're not constantly smashing up things.
And you can fly helicopters and drive.
Yeah, there's vehicles.
Tanks and
good
stuff.
point.
Yeah, unlike Infamous, and it's got the web. It's called the Web of Intrigue, where you find collectibles that piece together your backstory.
Yeah.
So the story in that way is a lot more interactive. It's not just cutscenes telling you who you are. You've got.
Yeah, exactly. And Infamous does a similar thing where you've got to collect radio drops and there's electro bolts to collect to arbitrarily enforce exploration. It's a tough call. I'd maybe rather play that.